Hello everyone, this is part 1 of What If Naruto Was the God of Fuinjutsu, and this story is made by Beastkeeper9, and I hope you guys enjoy this video and to like, to subscribe, to see more comment down below. Now let's start the intro.
They call me a god. They call me a god. They call me a god.
Naruto was walking down the streets of Konoha still saddened by the fact he failed his graduation exam for the second time. Naruto, you failed. Naruto thought this and chuckled at the thought. What else is new? Naruto didn't pay much attention where he was going or to the villagers who looked at him with hate in their eyes. Suddenly Naruto found himself in front of a story he never saw before. He decided to enter the story and found two men arguing over a tag. Look, I don't think that is a storage seal. The brown-headed man said. It looks more like a chakra seal. And I'm telling you it is a storage seal. The bulky deep-voiced man said. You know what, how about we just activate it and find out what it is? The other one nodded his head in agreement as they started to lay the tag down. Naruto caught a glimpse of the seal and felt an odd tug deep within himself, almost like the seal was calling out to him. Stop! Naruto yelled out. The two men stopped and looked at Naruto with surprise in their eyes. It's an explosive tag. The man looked at one another and chuckled. Look kid, we don't need a tiny little kid try and tell us what a. The man stopped as he looked at the seal again. He's right. His friend looked at him then back at the tag. Whoa, how did we miss that? He said this as he gently picked the tag up. Well, it is an old version of an explosive seal. He said this with a thoughtful expression. I haven't seen a tag like this used in a long time. So us mistaking it for something, especially considering we were arguing, it is pretty easy to make a mistake like that. Yeah, but still we nearly blew us and our shop up. His friend said as he looked at Naruto. That would be one statement to make. We just move here and we go ahead and blow ourselves up. Forgive us, we need to introduce ourselves. My name is Ishiki, Awareness, and this is my brother Denpa, Electromagnetic Wave. Naruto Uzumaki is my name. Naruto said to the two brothers. I got a question for you, Naruto. Denpa said with a raised eyebrow. How did you know that it was an explosive tag? Naruto just smiled and placed his hands behind his head. I don't know, it's just that the seal looked like it spelled explosive. Naruto said, but the brothers didn't quite buy that. Okay, tell me, do you know what this are? Ishiki said this as he held out 3 different tags with different seals on them. Naruto looked at them and about a few seconds after looking at them he began to speak. This one is a sealing tag. Naruto said, pointing to the tag. This is a chakra sealing tag and this is another explosive tag, but the ones we use nowadays. The brothers were amazed at Naruto. Kid, you just got 'em all right. Denpa said with a smile of amusement. Listen, do you know what Fuinjutsu sealing techniques are? Naruto closed his eyes in concentration. Sorry, I think I fell asleep during that part of Iruka's lecture. Naruto said this and the brothers once again were amazed. This kid has no idea what Fuinjutsu is and still managed to get everything right. Ishiki thought and looked at his brother who nodded his head. Denpa went into the back and came back carrying a dusty book. Here, we want you to have this. Ishiki said. It is a book over Fuinjutsu. Naruto looked at the book and opened it up only to close it back and try to give it back to the owner. Looks boring. Naruto said, much to shock of the story owners. Boring? I'll have you know that Fuinjutsu is possible one of the hardest things to ever master. Denpa said. Hell, there is not a lot of people who can be considered seal masters. The reason why is because people don't recognize the importance of Fuinjutsu. If someone was to master Fuinjutsu completely, I mean devote most of their lives to learning the art, then there is no telling what they could do. After explaining all of this, Ishiki and Denpa noticed a strange look in Naruto's eyes. You mean Fuinjutsu could be stronger than ninjutsu? Naruto said, amazed. Yes. Denpa said, only for his brother to cut in. But it all depends on what type of seal you are using. Ishiki said. If someone used the correct seal and placed it on their body, then the answer would be yes, but the problem once again is that hardly anyone wants to learn that forgotten art. I'll master it. Naruto yelled out. I don't know, you look like a weakling to me. Denpa said. I don't think you can handle it. I'm Naruto Uzumaki and I never go back on my word. If I say I'm going to master this, then I am. Naruto said this and before anyone could stop him, Naruto ran out the door. Denpa and Ishiki looked at each other and smiled. Finally we found that runt. Denpa said as he popped his neck. I thought we would never find him. Okay fine, so it took longer than planned, but at least we found him. Ishiki said. They thought keeping his name Uzumaki was going to keep him safe. How sad. If anything, they probably made him an even bigger target. At least we are giving the Uzumaki clan a chance to come back. Denpa nodded his head. Now how about we get out of here? Denpa said as he began to pack away some of the merchandise. Sure, Ishiki said. Stay safe, young Uzumaki, for the world outside these walls will be quiet, unforgivable. But that was when he saw his brother putting a batch of seals away. What are you doing, you fool? Ishiki screamed out as he grabbed a metal bowl and started smacking Denpa over his head with it. Those are explosive tags that aren't supposed to near fire embers. Grabbing the bowl away from his brother, Denpa proceeded to beat Ishiki over the head with it. You didn't have to hit me. Denpa shouted out until his brother grabbed him by the throat. Denpa did the same thing and the two began to strangle each other as a customer entered, looked at the scene around him and slowly walked out. Naruto made it to his apartment and sat down on his bed with the book in his lap. Techniques stronger than ninjutsu. Naruto shook at the thought. He opened the book and found a message written on the inside. Naruto, we gave you this book for one reason and one reason only, to help your clan to come back. You see, Naruto, you were most likely the last Uzumaki left, a powerful clan that made villages shook in fear and could possibly rival even that of the Senju, 1,000 skills or 1,000 hands, and Uchiha clans, but that time has long since passed. By the time you read this we will be gone, but rest easy, for we will meet again along your life. Until then, train yourself to master Fuinjutsu like your ancestors before you. Naruto, you will have a long and difficult life ahead. Please use what you learned to help protect yourself, your friends, and allies. Denpa and Ishiki. Naruto reread what the message said and still couldn't believe what he was reading. I was part of a clan. Naruto said, still in shock from what the message said. I need to see about this. Naruto said this as he left and ran towards the Hokage's tower, but when he got there he found that Sarutobi was in a meeting and was not allowed to disturb it. So Naruto went to the next best thing, the library. When Naruto entered, he snuck past the librarian and headed to the back of the library where they kept books over different clans from all united with Konoha. Naruto looked through the books and found one over the Senju clan. He pulled it out and kept looking for Uzumaki, but when he got to the U's he found that a book was missing. Damn it, Naruto thought as he cursed himself for not finding the book. He looked at the Senju clan book and began to look through it. The Senju clan was masters of all skill, from ninjutsu, genjutsu, and taijutsu. Naruto whispered to himself. This earned him the name Sen no Tio Matsu Aikaizaku, the clan with 1,000 skills, the only other clan that could rival them as the Uchiha and the. Naruto once again cursed when he found that the other name was torn off. He skipped a page and found himself staying at a section that described Hashirama Senju and all he did for Konoha. Naruto's grip on the book tightened as he felt some tears trying to force themselves up. I was so close to finding more about my family. Naruto thought as he laid the book down and snuck out the library once more. Why would someone go through the trouble of trying to get rid of the information of the Uzumaki clan? Naruto entered his apartment and looked at the book once again. He picked it up and began to read the book, intently studying every inch of the book, every corner, and every word like it was gold. He got so immersed into the book he didn't notice that night had fallen, but still Naruto pressed on reading upon the subject of Fuinjutsu until finally Naruto collapsed upon exhausting. Naruto slept where he fell, but he still kept a grip on that book as if it would suddenly float away and he would die. Iruka was walking down the streets of Konoha. 2 more weeks and then the next academy students come in. Iruka though, until he ran into someone he knew by just seeing the tips of his hair. Naruto, what are you up to now? Iruka asked, but saw sight that he couldn't believe Naruto was carrying a book that had a marker in the middle of it. Naruto was also carrying a rectangular box. Naruto, where did you get the book? Oh, this some people gave it to me so I've been reading it. Naruto said, but became confused when he saw Iruka's shocked face. Naruto, reading, has the world come to an end? Iruka thought as he looked down at Naruto. At any rate I should be going, I have a lot more reading to do. Naruto said this as he began to walk down the streets once again with his book firmly clasped in his hands. Is that really Naruto? Iruka asked himself as he looked at his most hyperactive student. 2 weeks later, Iruka looked at his new class and sighed. I have most of the clan heirs here, not to mention the last Uchiha. Iruka just hung his head, but then snapped it up when he noticed that someone wasn't here. Wait a minute, where is Naruto? Iruka was about to go and search for the little prankster when suddenly the door was thrown open. Iruka turned to see who it was and saw Naruto, but wearing something completely different from his regular clothes. Instead of wearing his regular orange jumpsuit, Naruto was wearing an orange and red shirt that went all the way down to his wrists and hung freely, but right where his hands were they were wrapped in bandages, and right where the collar met Naruto's neck it was opened. Naruto's pants didn't change, except now he wore complete black. On the back of Naruto's shirt was a giant swirl like you would find on any Jonin or Chunin vest, but instead of being small it was as big as Naruto's back, making it look like a maelstrom. Naruto's hair looked like he just got out of bed. I'm sorry Iruka-sensei, I overslept. Naruto said with a smile. Naruto just looked around at all the stunned faces and just gave a fox-like smile. What, I thought I'd try something new this year. Iruka just shook his head and told Naruto to take his seat. Alright, now that everyone is here, why don't we get started by asking a few questions? Iruka said as he looked around and saw Naruto smiling at him. Okay Naruto, let's see what you want to say. My name is Naruto Uzumaki and I want to become Hokage one day. Naruto said, and Iruka just smiled, knowing Naruto's speech by heart by now, but before he could ask someone else, Naruto spoke up once again. But I also want to find out as much as I can on a certain clan. That brought confused looks around. I wonder what clan he could be talking about. Iruka thought to himself. Alright, how about you Nara? Iruka said, pointing to the boy who was trying to sleep. Troublesome. Shikamaru grumbled out. My name is Shikamaru Nara and anything else would be too troublesome to talk about. With that Shikamaru fell right back to sleep. Okay, that was insightful. Iruka thought as he looked around the room and found that everyone else was either not paying attention or was looking at Sasuke, except for one Hyuga girl who was stealing glances at Naruto. Okay, forget the introductions for now, how about we go to jutsu? Iruka said and smiled, seeing everyone look up excited. First, does anyone know any jutsu? Iruka saw 4 hands pop up, but the one that caught his attention was Naruto. I wonder what the little trickster has planned. Iruka thought with an inward smile. Alright, knowing the Uchihas, we should most likely take this outside. The classroom got up and began to move outside. Everyone began to line up and form almost a semicircle around the 4. Alright, who wants to go first? Iruka said as he looked around and saw Shikamaru walk forward. It would be too troublesome to watch the others perform, so I'll go first then go to sleep. Shikamaru said as he put his hands together into the tiger seal. Kajmain, shadow imitation. Shikamaru stated lazily. Shikamaru's shadow stretched forward and connected with Iruka's. Shikamaru began to do a dance that made him look like a monkey dancing, but Iruka was forced to do the same thing. Alright, I get the point. Iruka shouted out. Shikamaru smiled as his shadow retracted back to him. Okay, next. Iruka watched as Choji walked forward eating a bag of chips. Biker no Jutsu, multi-size technique. Choji said with his mouth full of chips. Suddenly Choji expanded like a balloon and began to roll around the area like a boulder. Choji stopped and shrunk back down to his normal size. Sasuke walked up and almost immediately his little fan club began to cheer for the darling Sasuke. Sasuke sailed through a series of hand signs until he stopped on the tiger seal. Kaiten, Gokakyu no Jutsu, fire release, great fireball technique. Sasuke announced this as he blew out a fireball. Everyone was impressed that Sasuke did a very powerful jutsu and wasn't even a ninja yet. Naruto then walked forward and everything got real quiet, almost deathly quiet. I can't mess this up. Naruto thought. Iruka, I'm going to need you to show this off. Iruka was a little hesitant to let Naruto use a jutsu on him, but he had no other choice. Naruto began to shake his legs with his eyes closed and breathed very deeply. His eyes snapped open and Naruto vanished. Iruka looked all around, but the only thing he could feel was a sudden rush of wind pass by him. He turned around and saw Naruto smile at him while he tapped him on the shoulder and disappear once more. Iruka felt the wind pass by him again, but this time the opposite way. Very good speed Naruto, but that doesn't really classify as. Iruka stopped talking when his body froze up. Iruka couldn't talk and he could barely move. He looked back up at Naruto, who was holding a one-handed seal in Tiger. What if he is using a one-handed seal? Then that means. Iruka looked at his arm and sure enough he saw black symbols spread across his arm. I can't believe that worked, Naruto said with obvious excitement, but his excitement ended when Iruka applied a bit more chakra into his arms and broke out of Naruto's seal. Oh, come on Iruka, why did you have to break out of it? Naruto said this with a pout as Iruka walked over to him with shock in his eyes. Naruto, when did you learn how to do Fuinjutsu? Iruka asked, still in shock. Oh, not long ago, Naruto said with a smile as he raised one of his legs into the air. I placed a seal on my leg to help me move faster with just a bit of chakra added to it instead of building chakra onto the bottom of my feet and wasting more chakra. The only problem with it through is that it forces me to go in a linear direction. So if someone knew that, then they could simply dodge. That seal I placed on you was meant to paralyze someone, but if they put enough chakra through their body they can shatter it. Naruto seemed ecstatic that he finally got to show off his new seals, but Iruka on the other hand was stunned beyond belief. The worst kid in the entire class is able to grasp the most complex thing in the world like it was second nature. Iruka thought as he watched Naruto smiling. If Naruto continues like this, then we might just have another seal master. Naruto, tell me, do you know how dangerous that is? Iruka said with a stern voice. One thing is all that needs to go wrong and then that is it for you. Naruto just looked at Iruka and smiled. That's just it Iruka, nothing ventured, nothing gained. Naruto said this as he turned around, leaving behind a stunned Iruka. Naruto was excited because for the first time thanks to his training in Fuinjutsu Naruto was neck and neck Sasuke in jutsu skill. The only problem Naruto has discovered in his Fuinjutsu training is that he still puts too much chakra into the seals. He got the concept down, in fact he developed a few new seals, it was just he always put too much chakra into them. They still work the way they're supposed to, but they consume a large amount of chakra that even drained Naruto's away rather quickly. The other problem was when the seal would blow up and send Naruto to the hospital with burns and missing pieces of flesh, but besides that everything was going well for Naruto. What still held Naruto back from being at the top was the test over various things like what was chakra or who helped make Konoha what it is today. Naruto couldn't focus much on that, but thanks to his training he was able to focus a little bit better. Now today was the day that the test to see who became Genin was now, and Naruto was determined not to fail again. I can't fail, not now, Naruto said to himself again. He remembered when he was brought up to the Hokage because of his hidden Fuinjutsu training. Flashback. Naruto, Iruka told me you've been training yourself in using Fuinjutsu-based techniques. Sarutobi said with a questioning look. Is this true? Yes, the reason why is because no matter how hard I try I can't get down the academy-based ninjutsu. Naruto said with a small amount of depression in his voice. So someone gave me this book on Fuinjutsu and I found that I'm pretty good at it. It doesn't have a chakra requirement to use, so that helps me out. Sarutobi nodded his head, but still looked a little worried. You should have told me what you were planning, Naruto, I could have helped you. Fuinjutsu is a very dangerous thing to go around and meddle with. You need to have complete focus. If the slightest thing goes wrong, then it could mean your life. Naruto nodded his head and began to walk out when he remembered something. Old man, do you know of any way to help me with the Bunshin no Jutsu? It's my worst technique. Sarutobi just looked at Naruto with a sad smile. I'm sorry Naruto, but I can't help you. And raised his hand in order to prevent an interruption. The reason why is that if I show favoritism then I'll have to teach others. You understand, don't you? Sarutobi watched as Naruto nodded his head and walked away. When Naruto left, Sarutobi made a small motion with his hand, and that was when an Anbu appeared out of the ground. I want you to keep a close eye on Naruto, Sarutobi said. I want him watched whenever he is not in the academy, understand? The Anbu bowed and disappeared into the floor. The fact that Naruto was beginning to learn Fuinjutsu was troubling to Sarutobi, because it meant that soon very specific people will try and either kill or kidnap the young Uzumaki. Naruto, I was hoping this would never happen. Naruto watched as Sasuke stood up and walked to the testing room, and Naruto knew it was his turn next. Hinata looked at Naruto with worry in her eyes. She was happy for Naruto finally finding something he was good at doing, but every student, no matter what technique they learn, have to be able to use the Bunshin Jutsu. Good luck Naruto-kun, Hinata thought as she saw Sasuke come out with a Konoha headband. Naruto got up, but right before he got to the door he heard a small voice speak. Go, good luck, Naruto. The voice said. Naruto turned around, but didn't see where the voice came from. Alright, Naruto, perform a bunshin. Iruka said as he hoped Naruto performed well. Naruto took in a long breath and placed his hands together. In a screen of smoke Naruto had a clone next to him, but it looked sickly and was laying on the floor twitching. Naruto felt his eye twitch as he looked to Iruka, who looked a little disappointed in Naruto's clone. I don't understand it, Naruto. Iruka said as he folded his hands together and began to think. You perform Fuinjutsu like you've been doing it all your life, but when it comes down to using the bunshin it always looks like that. Naruto looked at the ground depressed at what he heard, but that wasn't until Naruto heard Mizuki speak up. Come on, Iruka, let's cut him a break this time. Mizuki said this with a kind smile. Besides, look at what he's done, he is using Fuinjutsu, something that people can barely use. Naruto at that got a little hopeful, but that changed when Iruka spoke once more. That doesn't matter, Iruka said, but by his tone what he was about to say made it seem like it was hurting him. Every student needs to make a bunshin and he could only make one, and it is pathetic. I'm sorry, Naruto, but I can't pass you. Iruka looked at Naruto and saw hurt reflected in those deep blue eyes. Naruto walked away and Iruka felt his heart tear from doing that to Naruto. Excellent, now I can begin my plan. Mizuki thought with a smile that would chill a person to the core. Naruto was sitting on a swing watching as the parents gave the children praises for making it to the ninja ranks. Naruto saw some past looks of disgust and anger his way, but he ignored them. It doesn't matter, Naruto thought. I can't pass the test no matter what I try. Suddenly Naruto felt that someone was standing beside of him. When he looked to his right he saw Mizuki staring at him with a smile. Naruto was running from the Hokage Tower with the scroll of sealing on his back, heading for the place Mizuki said to meet him at. Naruto arrived at the meeting place and looked around, but he didn't see a sign of Mizuki. Well, I guess since I have this thing I might as well try to learn something. Naruto said as he opened the scroll and saw the first jutsu. Kage Bunshin, Shadow Clone. Damn it, that is my worst technique. All well, I better get started if I want to learn this thing. Naruto then spent what little bit of time to learn the Kage Bunshin technique. An hour later a very pissed off Iruka appeared before a tired Naruto. There you are, Iruka said in a voice filled with anger. Looks like you found me, sensei. Naruto said as he rubbed the top of his head. Listen, I'm going to show you this awesome jutsu I learned from this scroll and you're going to make me a ninja. This confused Iruka as he looked at Naruto. What are you talking about? Iruka asked this as he looked at Naruto with a look of sheer confusion. Mizuki-sensei told me that whoever learns a jutsu from this scroll can graduate even if they didn't pass the graduation exam. Naruto said this with a smile, but that quickly turned into a frown when he saw Iruka looking more shocked and confused. Iruka, what's? Naruto didn't finish his sentence. Iruka heard a whistling sound and looked to his right just in time to see kunai thrown at both him and Naruto. Look out! Iruka shouted out and shoved Naruto away. Iruka took the entire barrage of kunai and fell against the abandoned cabin. Naruto watched as Iruka coughed up blood. Naruto looked at the direction the kunai were thrown and saw Mizuki with 2 Fuma shurikens on his back. Mizuki! Iruka growled out as he tried to move, but pain shot through his entire body. Naruto, give me the scroll and your test is complete. Mizuki said, hoping that Naruto would believe. Don't, Naruto, Iruka said. Mizuki is lying. Mizuki began to laugh at that. I'm lying, please, Iruka. Mizuki said. The entire village has been lying to you from the start, Naruto. Iruka's eyes widened when he realized what Mizuki was about to do. Mizuki, don't. Iruka shouted out. What are you talking about? Naruto asked. There was a law passed that forbid anyone from talking about the decree. Mizuki said with a smile. What decree? Naruto asked, not liking where this was going. It's forbidden, Mizuki. Iruka yelled out again. The decree was that no one was to talk about how the Kyuubi was sealed inside a baby. Mizuki said and watched as Naruto's eyes widened. The baby was you, Naruto. That's why everyone hates you and no one will ever miss you when you die. Naruto watched as Mizuki pulled off one of his Fuma shuriken and tossed the oversized buzzsaw at Naruto. Naruto watched the blade get closer and closer. Naruto, get down. Naruto heard Iruka shout this out and he ducked. Suddenly Naruto felt something wet drip onto his hand. Naruto looked up and saw Iruka leaning above him with the shuriken in his back. Iruka felt blood come up in his mouth, but despite the pain Iruka smiled down at Naruto. Are you okay, Naruto? Iruka asked with pain in each word. Why? Naruto asked. Because I know what it's like to grow up all alone. Iruka said. I know why you play pranks to get people to notice you. I understand it all, but I never once tried to help you. For that I am sorry, Naruto. Naruto looked at Iruka with some happiness until Mizuki spoke up again. That's a laugh, Mizuki said with a chuckle in his voice. Iruka is just lying to you so you won't go and use the scroll to get your revenge. Who can blame the guy for lying to the one thing that nearly destroyed Konoha? Naruto then did the one thing Iruka didn't want him to do. Naruto took off full speed away from both Iruka and Mizuki. Naruto! Iruka screamed out. You know that look in his eyes, Iruka. Mizuki said as he walked up behind Iruka. He's going to take that scroll and destroy the village with it. That is just how beasts are. Mizuki watched as Iruka yanked the shuriken out of his back. That is not who Naruto is. Iruka shouted this out as he threw the giant weapon at Mizuki, who simply sidestepped out of its way. I think I'll save you for later, Mizuki said, but at the moment I have another appointment to keep. With that Mizuki ran in the direction went. Iruka collapsed onto one knee while glaring at Mizuki. I won't let you, Iruka said as he stood up and ran in the same direction. Mizuki, now transformed into Iruka, saw Naruto running up ahead of him and he smiled. Naruto, everything Mizuki said was a lie, Mizuki said as he came up from behind Naruto. He was only saying those things because. He never finished as Naruto jumped and slammed his head into Mizuki's gut. Mizuki slammed into the ground with a thud. How did you know that I wasn't Iruka? Mizuki said as his transformation failed. He then saw Naruto smile. Because I'm Iruka, Naruto said as he transformed back into Iruka. Mizuki just pulled off his other shuriken and threw it at Iruka, to which it embedded itself into Iruka's stomach. More blood started to pour out of his mouth as Mizuki walked over and ripped the shuriken out of Iruka's stomach. Why in hell would you be trying to save that animal? Mizuki asked. I mean, it was him that killed your parents, so why protect the beast? Because my problem is with the Kyuubi, not Naruto, Iruka said as he looked at Mizuki with blood all over his face and vest. And aside from the pranks, Naruto has done nothing wrong to try and hurt me or the village. Mizuki just began to laugh. Fine, if you want to die for the demon, then die. Mizuki said this as he swung his shuriken at Mizuki, but before the attack could reach, Naruto delivered a roundhouse kick to Mizuki's head, sending him backwards. If you touch Iruka sensei one more time, I won't just kill you, Naruto said. I'll rip you to pieces. Mizuki was about to comment when Naruto put his fingers together in a cross sign. Kage Bunshin no Jutsu, shadow clone technique. The entire area was covered in smoke, and when it cleared, Iruka and Mizuki couldn't believe what they saw. The entire forest was surrounded by hundreds of Naruto. Mizuki looked around and then at his single Fuma shuriken, and one thought passed through his mind before the clones jumped. Fuck me, Mizuki thought as the forest erupted into screams. Naruto watched as the clones disappeared into smoke. Naruto turned around and saw Iruka breathing with difficulty. Iruka sensei, I'm sorry if I didn't steal this stupid scroll. Naruto was interrupted when Iruka chuckled. Judging from the amount of blood, I won't make it much longer, but I at least can make it right, Iruka thought. Naruto, close your eyes. The request confused Naruto, but he did anyway. Okay, open them. When Naruto opened his eyes, he saw that Iruka wasn't wearing his headband. Naruto touched his forehead and felt the metal. Congratulations, Naruto, you pass. Naruto watched as Iruka's eyes slowly started to dim. Iruka sensei, please don't die. Naruto yelled out as he looked around for some people to help them. You're one of the only people who treat me like I'm not a disease. Please don't go. Iruka smiled at Naruto, and then he thought of something. He pulled out a scroll and opened it up, and in a puff of smoke, a vest that zipper was broken and was black, almost like it had been burned by something. Naruto, this belonged to my father, and seeing how I'm not going to need it anymore. Iruka said this as he gave Naruto the vest. I want you to have it to always remember me by. Naruto didn't know what to say. He looked at the vets, then he looked back at Iruka and started to cry from what he saw and heard from Iruka. Naruto, you were always my favorite student. Almost always acted just like me. With that, Iruka died with a smile on his face. Naruto on the other was crying and gripping Iruka's body almost like if you squeezed hard enough Iruka would come back. Naruto stayed like that until the Hokage and 3 others appeared and took Mizuki away. Sarutobi approached Naruto cautiously. Naruto, are you alright? Sarutobi asked, already knowing Naruto wasn't alright, but he still needed to ask. He died because of me, Naruto said as he looked at Sarutobi with tears in his eyes. If I didn't. But Sarutobi quickly grabbed Naruto and pulled him into a hug. It's not your fault, Naruto, Sarutobi said in a very kind tone. Mizuki took advantage of you when he knew you were most vulnerable. The fault lies with him, not you. Naruto cried into the elderly Hokage as Sarutobi took him away from Iruka's body as 2 Jonin came in and started to carry his body back to the village. Sarutobi watched as Naruto put the vest that Iruka gave him over his shirt. Before Sarutobi could speak, Naruto beat him to it. So what's going to happen now? Naruto asked as he held Iruka's headband in his hands. Well, first we need to give Iruka a proper burial, Sarutobi said. Then we need to change the teams around some to place you in. At that, Naruto looked at him with surprise. Why? Naruto asked. Not that I'm complaining or anything, but I thought after tonight. Naruto just trailed off after that. Naruto, Iruka gave you his headband because he believed that you were ready to become a ninja, Sarutobi said with a kind smile. I would be foolish not to take his last choice into account. Naruto nodded his head, but without his normal excitement. So when is his burial? Naruto asked as he looked at the ground. Today, Sarutobi said as he watched Naruto nod one last time and begin to walk for the door. He really did care about you, Naruto. Every time he saw you struggling with a jutsu, he would always come to me for advice. He believed that when you became a ninja you would be the best there was. Naruto stopped at the door, but only for a second before he closed the door behind him. I promise, Iruka, I will always protect who is precious to me, Naruto thought. The funeral went by okay. The classes that Iruka taught all came by to mourn the death of their instructor, but if anything, life for Naruto got worse. The adults asked that the Hokage to strip Naruto of his ninja rank and to ban him from entering the ninja academy, because of stealing both the scroll of sealing and having a hand in the death of Iruka, but Sarutobi ignored their requests. Naruto was the first to be at the funeral and the first to lay a flower on Iruka's grave, which didn't sit well with most of the adults. When the funeral was complete, only a few people stayed behind. Naruto, Hinata, Shino, and Sarutobi, who kept glancing at Naruto with what appeared to be worry in his eyes. Shino walked up to Naruto, who was sitting in front of Iruka's grave, and in his own way gave a reassuring pat on the shoulder. Through at first he was confused at what to do. Sarutobi and Hinata walked up to Naruto as well. Sarutobi gave Naruto a small hug. Then it was just Hinata and Naruto alone. Hinata kept glancing around nervously, trying to decide on what to do or say. That was until Naruto stood up and began to walk away. I'm so sorry, Ab, about Iruka, Hinata said. You two, we were CL close. Naruto turned around and for the first time today he smiled. Even if it was a sad smile, it was still a smile. Yeah, we were close, Naruto said, looking at his grave again. Hey, Hinata. At this, Hinata looked at Naruto with full attention. Usually Iruka and me would go out for some ramen. So I was wondering, would you like to join me? Hinata was stunned at first and nearly fainted, but she mustered up some willpower and kept her ground. Sure, Naruto, Hinata said with a blush. Hinata knew this wasn't going to be a date, but she knew right now Naruto was not himself and right now he needed someone, and that someone just so happened to be her. Naruto smiled and began to walk toward his favorite ramen stand, thinking about Iruka and all the time they spent together at that one ramen stand. The team assignments were postponed for the 4 days in order to find a new instructor and for some people to get over Iruka. Naruto spent his 4 days in his apartment just throwing his kunai at the wall. The only people he would want to see was either Sarutobi or Hinata. Sarutobi came by every now and then to check up on Naruto, and Hinata came by delivering food for her crush. In those 4, both Hinata and Naruto grew close, not close enough to be labeled boyfriend and girlfriend, but close enough to be almost in that category. Hinata was actually the one who got Naruto out of his house and about. Naruto came in wearing his normal smile, signaling to everyone, telling them that Naruto was back, But Naruto carried something with him. A more serious attitude followed the blonde. He still goofed off whenever he had the chance, but whenever someone picked on anyone, his goofy attitude disappeared and was replaced with seriousness. Naruto's appearance changed as well. His hair seemed to have gotten a lot wilder and longer from the past 4 days. What everyone else began to notice is that Naruto began to train harder and faster than ever before. Like Iruka's death drove home a point to Naruto. As a result, Naruto's arms, hands, and his neck was wrapped up in bandages, making people try and take a peek at what was underneath the bandages. Some people liked the new change in Naruto. It told them that when it came down to the bottom line, he wasn't going to let anyone get hurt on his squad. Someone walked into the classroom carrying a clipboard that everyone guessed had who they were assigned to be in a squad with. "My name is Genma and I'm here to tell you who your squad is," Genma said as he looked around the room. "So let's get this started." Everyone listened to Genma tell the students who was in which team. Team 7 will be Naruto Uzumaki, Sasuke Uchiha, and Sakura Haruno. Your Jonin sensei will be Kakashi Hatake. There were several reactions. Sakura began to chant that she was in the same team as Sasuke. Sasuke just shrugged his shoulders, showing indifference, but the strangest reaction of all was the one from Naruto, who showed no reaction except for a small smile that some people missed. Team 8 will be Hinata Hyuga, Shino Aburame, and Kiba Inuzuka. Your Jonin sensei will be Kurenai Yuhi. Genma continued on until all the squads were named. "Alright, your Jonin sensei should be here to pick you up in an hour or so. Until then, try and get to know your squad mates." Genma left through the door and students with their squad left as well. Only one squad stayed behind, that being Team 7. Sasuke, would you like to go to eat something while we wait for our teacher?" Sakura said, with the hopes of getting Sasuke alone. Sasuke didn't respond because he was busy watching Naruto begin to draw seals on tags. "Naruto," Sasuke said, getting Naruto's attention. "What are you up to?" Naruto just smiled. "That maid. Oh, I'm making a special little seal for a certain someone," Naruto said with amusement. "So how about we go and get something to eat? I'm starved." Naruto got up to leave. "So are you two coming?" Sasuke shrugged and got up and followed Naruto with Sakura right behind him. Unbeknownst to both Sasuke and Sakura, one of Naruto's cage bunshin snuck up and placed 2 of the tags into Sasuke and Sakura's pack. 3 hours later. "Where is he?" Sakura screamed out, walking around. "He is 2 hours late." Naruto, instead of trying to vent his anger, was instead drawing a seal on a bucket of water and a seal right above the door. Sasuke watched what Naruto was doing with confusion. What is he up to now? Sasuke thought as he watched Naruto fill the bucket with water. He then hid the bucket under his desk, propped his feet on his desk, and waited. The door opened and in came a man with his headband covering his left eye and his sliver hair standing straight up, defying gravity. He looked around the room and saw Sakura glaring at the late man. "My first impression is..." Kakashi never finished his sentence, because he saw Naruto raise a tiger seal and a puff of smoke. First he was confused until water and a bucket fell on him. "I that you are all wet." Naruto finished for him with a chuckle. Kakashi removed the bucket and looked at it, seeing a seal on the bottom part. Kakashi got a feeling. He looked above the door and saw another seal that was the exact opposite of the one on the bucket. Transference seals. Kakashi thought as he looked at Naruto was walking towards him with his hands in his pockets. So what the Hokage told me was true. He has been studying seals. Naruto walked up to Kakashi and smiled at him. Kakashi chuckled. "Meet me on the roof in 1 minute," Kakashi said as he disappeared in a swirl of leaves. Naruto just smiled even more and began to walk up towards the steps that would take him to the roof with Sasuke and Sakura right behind him. The roof. Kakashi looked at the team in front of him with a critical eye. "Okay, let's see, how about we get through introductions," Kakashi said as he looked at Sakura. "You Pinky, you're first." The nickname made Sakura anger, but she didn't understand what Kakashi wanted. "What do you mean?" Sakura asked. "Alright, I'll go first," Kakashi said with a sigh. "My name is Kakashi Hatake, my dislikes are I don't feel like talking about, I like many things, and I haven't really thought of my future." All we learned was his name. The 3 of them thought with a sweat drop. "My name is Sakura Haruno and I like..." Sakura looked at Sasuke and blushed. "I dislike perverts and stupid Ino, and my dream..." She looked at Sasuke and giggled. "Alright, you with the attitude." Kakashi said, pointing to Sasuke, who looked only slightly annoyed. My name is Sasuke Uchiha. Sasuke said. I have no likes and many dislikes. My dream, no, my ambition is to revive the Uchiha clan and kill a certain man. Kakashi was slightly worried about Sasuke, but for the time being he had to put it off. Alright Whiskers, you're next. Kakashi said, pointing to Naruto, who was designing some new seal. My name is Naruto Uzumaki. Naruto said, not looking up from his seal. I like to design new seals and learn new jutsu. I hate people who won't give someone a chance to know them before persecuting them. My dream is to have people remember a certain clan, but also my dream is to become Hokage. Alright, I have a fangirl, a Avenger, and a Jinchuriki who has an interest in Fuinjutsu. Kakashi thought with interest. Alright everyone, meet me at training ground 3 for the Genin test. Kakashi said and raised his hand to stop any interruptions. Get there at 8:00 a.m. sharp. Oh, and don't eat anything because you will puke. With that, Kakashi vanished in a swirl of leaves, leaving behind his team with their thoughts. Tomorrow, training ground 7. Team 7 were waiting in the field for Kakashi to show up now that he was an hour late. Sakura kept bouncing around, but Sasuke and Naruto were being patient. Naruto secretly created a few clones to place seals around the area, and Sasuke was just leaning against a tree. Kakashi suddenly appeared, waving at the group. Where have you been? Sakura screamed out. Well, you see, Kakashi said with a smile. I was walking this way when an elderly lady required my assistance, then I had to avoid a black cat that crossed my path, and then I just got lost on the road of life. Sakura just outright called him a liar. Sasuke didn't do anything but stand up, but Naruto had the most startling reaction. Lost on the road of life. Naruto said with a raised eyebrow, and Kakashi nodded his head. That happens to me sometimes. That road has some great scenery, doesn't? That shocked everyone, but Kakashi recovered and smiled at the blonde. Yes, it does, Naruto. Kakashi said. Alright, let's get this test started. Kakashi then held up 2 bells. The ones who get the bells pass and get to eat, while the other one is tied to the pole. But Kakashi, there is only 2 bells. Sakura stated, getting a smile from her sensei. Exactly, one of you will not pass and will be sent back to the academy. That got shocked looks out of everyone. So you better come at me with the intent to kill. Go. Kakashi shouted this out and watched as the group disappeared. Kakashi was looking around. Pretty good. Kakashi said. I can't find. Kakashi stopped when Naruto appeared in front of him. You know you're supposed to hide, right? To which Naruto smiled. Yeah, but if I hide then I can't try out my seals. Naruto said this as he unclipped one of the pockets on his vest. No, either this will work or this will explode and kill me, but hey, live and learn. Naruto pulled out a red tag that had seal on it for fire. I shouldn't let my guard down, no telling what is going to happen. Kakashi thought as he got in a ready stance. Naruto lifted the seal up until it was level with his head. He then let the seal go and held his palm facing the back of the tag. The seal floated in midair, confusion Kakashi until he heard Naruto speak. Fuinjutsu, Shokyaku, sealing technique, incineration. Naruto stated quite plainly. The tag suddenly burst into flames, leaving behind a fireball. Kakashi looked at it and was about to speak before the fireball shot forward into a stream of fire. Kakashi dodged out of the fire stream's way, but when Naruto moved his arm, the fire followed. Kakashi kept running until the fire died out. He managed to put fire into a seal. Kakashi thought with amazement. When the fire died, Naruto looked at his hand in thought. 3 seconds. Naruto said, confusion Kakashi. That is how long that seal lasts, is 3 seconds. Naruto then reached for another tag, but Kakashi wasn't about to let him. Kakashi disappeared in a burst of speed, surprising Naruto. Kakashi appeared behind Naruto and delivered a chop to the back of his neck to knock him out, but instead of falling to the ground, Naruto disappeared. Cage Bunshin. Kakashi said with a smile. He could be interesting. Kakashi looked around and saw Naruto was nowhere to be seen. So the real one is hiding somewhere, sending his clones in to attack me with Fuinjutsu, trying to scout out a weakness. Looks like all that Fuinjutsu training really paid off for both his intelligence and patience. Kakashi kept looking, but decided to create a few clones to go and find the 3 kids. Come on, have you 2 ever heard of a 2-man squad? Naruto asked both Sasuke and Sakura, who looked skeptical. Maybe this is a special rule. Sakura said, but even she doubted it. Sasuke just looked thoughtful while Naruto looked from one to the other. Alright, let's just work together. I'll create an opening, you guys get in there and get those bells. I don't care if I lose, alright. Naruto said as he stood up and ran through the forest. What do you think, Sasuke? Sakura asked as she looked at her crush. Sasuke didn't answer back, but watched Naruto's fading form. Where in this world are they? Kakashi asked no one in particularly, but got an answer. Maybe you should look in the trees. Came the reply. Kakashi looked up to see Naruto holding 2 red tags. Fuinjutsu, Shokyaku. 2 streams of fire came roaring towards Kakashi, who had to dodge the raging fire. When the 2 fire streams died, Naruto emerged from the blaze with a fire in his eyes. Naruto made a punch to Kakashi's head, but he ducked just in time and delivered a kick to Naruto's side. Naruto was sent into a tree where he erupted into smoke. What is he up to? Kakashi thought to himself. He keeps sending clones, it's almost like he's. That was when it hit Kakashi like a ton of bricks. Oh shit. Kakashi yelled out as he made a run to the forest's exit. He is using seals, that means he could have. Naruto appeared in front of him with his hands together in a serpent seal. Laid a trap. Naruto finished. Fuinjutsu, horrent sealing technique, disintegration circle. Naruto said this, and suddenly from the 2 of the trees that were on Kakashi right and left side shot out an orange-hued tendril with spiraling yellow patterns to wrap around Kakashi and pin his arms to his side. Kakashi looked and saw that both tendrils were coming from tags on the tree's surface. Damn it, how could I've fallen for an obvious trap, but maybe if I took out one of the tags it would free me. Kakashi thought. Kakashi managed to free one of his hands and threw an explosive kunai at one of the trees. When the kunai exploded and destroyed the tree, the orange tendrils disappeared. Kakashi looked up and saw Naruto on the ground breathing hard. It looks like that seal requires a constant flow of chakra, and if that flow is disturbed in a single instance it drains you, doesn't. But that was when he saw Naruto smile. I never planned on keeping you still. Naruto said with amusement in his blue eyes. Kakashi's eye widened as he looked and saw both Sasuke and Sakura reaching for one of the bells. Very good, but I'm a Jonin for a reason. Kakashi said, making everyone stop. And now I know not to go into the forest. With that, Kakashi's clone exploded into smoke. Damn it, a cage bunchin'. Naruto cursed. Naruto then reached down and undid the bandages around his right arm, revealing seals that meant many different things, but from what Sakura could see it meant static. At this rate I'm going to have to reveal some of my secret Fuinjutsu. Naruto then got up onto unsteady feet and looked towards the forest exit. Let's move. Kakashi looked at the clock and saw that they had about 3 minutes left. They already got the concept that they were to work together, but let's see if they can get these bells. Kakashi said this as he saw the 3 emerge from the forest, but what shocked Kakashi was the fact that Naruto's arms was covered in seals. Now what? Naruto stopped a few feet in front of Kakashi. Care to explain what you have planned with those? Naruto smiled. He raised his left hand in a tiger seal while he pointed his right finger arm stretched at Kakashi. Did you know that static electricity is always in the air? Naruto said as he spoke. Sasuke was finishing his hand sign and Sakura was pulling out a kunai. Kakashi had a nervous feeling in his stomach. Okay, so what of it? Kakashi said, which just made Naruto smile. Fuinjutsu, Byakurai sealing technique, pale lighting. Naruto stated, and suddenly the seals on his right arm began to glow and crackle like lightning. Kakashi watched until a blue light appeared on Naruto's finger. Kakashi dodged a static bolt that missed him by inches, but when he looked back he saw Sasuke with his hands together in a tiger seal. Kaiten, Gokakyu no Jutsu, fire release, great fireball technique. Sasuke said with his fingers curled around his lips in a ring. Kakashi was forced to dodge a potently lethal jutsu only to run into Sakura, who swung her kunai at him. When I told them to come at me with the intent to kill, I didn't think they would take it so seriously. Kakashi thought as he grabbed Sakura by the arm and twisted it until she dropped the kunai, at which Kakashi grabbed it and held it to her throat. Now what will you do? Kakashi watched as Naruto's arm began to glow from the static electricity building up. Naruto then did something Kakashi didn't plan out. Naruto turned and blasted the static bolt at Sasuke. Sasuke watched as the bolt came closer and closer, but before it hit him it turned and hit his pack. Sasuke watched as his pack absorbed the bolt and then disappeared. What was that? Kakashi didn't finish when he heard a crackle. He looked down and saw that Sakura's pack was glowing. Fuck, was all Kakashi had time to say before the static bolt shoot out of Sakura's pack and hit him in the stomach. Kakashi dropped both Sakura and the kunai. Kakashi was charged with electricity, but instead of blasting through him, the bolt of static simply slowed down his movements like it was tensing up his muscles. Think of it as a taser. Kakashi looked up and saw Naruto on his knee breathing hard as his arm seemed to be hurting, but nevertheless Naruto smiled as both Sakura and Sasuke jumped at the bells, but right before they could touch them the bell rang. Kakashi let out a sigh as he felt his muscles relax. Looks like none of you got any bells, Kakashi said as he waved for the group to follow him. Kakashi watched as each of the three sat down at various posts. Even though I wasn't even using my full power, they really came close. Kakashi looked at Naruto with a frown. Naruto was still holding his right arm, but he was moving it a little bit more. Naruto, what did you do when you fired at Sasuke? Naruto didn't answer, but he reached and grabbed Sakura's pack and pulled out a burnt tag. Yesterday when we were assigned a team together, I wanted to make sure that if either Sakura or Sasuke got captured I could get them out. Naruto said as he laid the tag down and watched as it slowly turned into ash and floated away. Sasuke took off his pack and emptied it, but the only thing he got was a pile of ash. So you made sure you could get your teammate out of a tight spot, Kakashi said with a proud tone. Where did you think about that? That was when Naruto's smile turned into a sad frown. I thought of it when Iruka died, Naruto stated with sadness. That was when Kakashi realized he hit a very sensitive nerve. Well, I guess I just have to send all three of you back to the academy, Kakashi said as he turned around, giving them one finally test. Let's see if them working together was a fluke. No, we don't fail, Sasuke and Sakura said at the same time. Oh, and why not? Kakashi said with an anger voice. Because the test wasn't to get the bells, it was to see if we could work together, Sasuke said with a smirk. And besides, whoever heard of a two-man squad? Sakura said with a note of pride in her voice. Really, then I guess I have no choice, Kakashi said as lightning flashed behind him. You all, pass. This got cheers from everyone. Kakashi walked up to Naruto as he wrapped up his right arm. How is your arm? Naruto looked up and smiled. It's fine, Naruto said as he finished the bandage. It's just if I use it too much I start to feel the static starting to tighten my muscles, but I'm fine. Kakashi nodded his head and looked at the other two. What do you think of this team? Kakashi asked, curious to see what Naruto would say. I'd say we're ready for anything, Naruto said as he looked at Sasuke and Sakura. Now what say you and I travel down that road of life and see the sights? Kakashi gave off a chuckle and patted Naruto on the back. Do you have the target in sight? Kakashi's voice said over the earpiece. Yes, Sasuke said. Roger, Naruto said with a chuckle. Yes, Sakura said. Then move in, Kakashi said. Naruto, Sakura, and Sasuke all charged out of the forest and ran at the target, who ran away only to be caught by Naruto's cage Bunshin. The cat kept trying to claw at Naruto's clone, but it kept the beast of a cat away from anything vital. Target captured, the group said as Naruto grabbed the cat and his clone disappeared. Check the collar, does it have the name Tora? Kakashi said. Yes, Naruto said as he took a look, but got too close and received a scratch to his face. Naruto yanked the cat away and was tempted to throw the feline, but that was when Naruto remembered that this was a mission. Tora, screamed the fire daimyo's wife. Don't you ever run away again. She said this as she laid money down on Sarutobi's desk and walked out, squeezing the cat. I feel so bad for the cat, Naruto thought as he cringed as he saw the cat's eyes dart around for an escape. Good job everyone, Sarutobi said with a smile. Now what other job do you want? We have painting, house-sitting, or... Sarutobi never finished as Naruto interrupted. None of the above, Naruto said. I think it's time we get a real mission. Sarutobi looked at Naruto with a smile. Oh, and why should you? Sarutobi asked. Well, it's simply, Naruto said with a smile. We are the best. Kakashi slapped Naruto upside the head. Naruto glared at Kakashi, but he was looking at his orange book. Sarutobi looked at Kakashi and the rest of his team and sighed. Kakashi, what is your opinion? Sarutobi asked. Kakashi looked up and then looked at his team. Sasuke was indifferent, just looking around the room. Sakura was watching Sasuke and Naruto with a nervous smile, and then Naruto, who was busy drawing a new idea for a seal. I think they can handle a C-rank mission. Kakashi said and smiled as his team looked at him with gratitude in their eyes. Sarutobi smiled. Alright, it just so happens I have a mission that is an easy little escort mission to the Nami no Kuni, Land of Waves. Sarutobi said this and the door opened to reveal an old man with a straw hat and a bottle of sake. This is Tazuna and this is the team that will be escorting you. Tazuna looked at the group and frowned. This is it, Tazuna said in a degrading tone. They're just a bunch of kids and the blonde one looks like he is the weakest. Naruto ended up getting a tick mark on his. Hey listen grandpa, Naruto shouted, getting Tazuna's complete attention. I don't care if you're the person we are supposed to escort. My name is Naruto Uzumaki and I'm going to lead this village one day. Naruto looked at Tazuna and saw a flash of thoughtfulness pass through his eyes. Uzumaki. Tazuna thought with confusion. Why does that name sound so familiar? Tazuna shook it off for now. I guess they'll do. Let's get going. With that, Tazuna turned around and began to walk away, but with his back turned, the group never saw that he was still thinking about Naruto's last name. Naruto was walking along with Kakashi as Sasuke and Sakura stayed with Tazuna. Kakashi was reading from his book when a reflection caught his eye. He looked over at it and saw a puddle of water. That's strange, it hasn't watered here for days. Kakashi thought as he slowly placed his book back into his pack. Suddenly two forms erupted out of the water. Both were wearing breathing masks and had tattered cloaks with two gauntlets chained together. The two individuals managed to wrap Kakashi in the barbed chain. One down, Meizu said with a happy glee in his eyes. Then the chains tightened and cut Kakashi in two. 3 to go. Gozu finished. The two turned around and were greeted with a roundhouse kick delivered by Naruto and Sasuke. The two ducked under the kicks and seemed to glide across the ground like ghosts. They're fast, Sasuke thought as he looked at Naruto, who reached for his left arm bandages. Whatever you have planned, Naruto, better do it quickly. Naruto ripped his bandages off, revealing a storage seal on his wrist that went up to his elbow. Naruto channeled chakra into the seal and in a puff of smoke Naruto was holding a Fuma Shuriken, but instead of having straight points the points were curved like fangs and was pure black. Sasuke, tell me, can you give me an opening? Naruto said as he began to spin the deadly-looking shuriken. Please Dobe, look who you are talking to. Sasuke said with a smirk. Sasuke charged at the brothers who charged right at him, but before they got within a few inches of Sasuke they jumped towards Sakura, who was holding a kunai in a protective stance in front of Tazuna. Damn! Naruto cursed as he spun around on his heel and threw the shuriken above the brothers, which confused the group. Sasuke looked at Naruto and saw he had his fingers in a bird sign and knew what he was doing. Sasuke charged at the demon brothers, who neared ever closer to Sakura, but right before they raised the gauntlets they heard something that made them look up. Fuinjutsu, Hisamirashi render, sealing technique, hailstorm barrage. What they saw almost made them shit themselves. The shuriken that Naruto threw was now glowing with seals traced all along the blade's edges, but that wasn't what scared him, it was what came out of the shuriken's seals. Various weapons from spears to kunai and swords to daggers came raining down at the two brothers, who were forced to dodge or become a living pincushion. Meizo looked at Naruto, who was smiling at him. We need to take care of him, Meizo said to his brother, who nodded his head. The two began to run at Naruto, but that was when the brothers got a second scare. Kaiten, Gokakyu no Jutsu. They heard this and narrowly dodged a fireball that incinerated the trees right next to them. They looked at Sasuke and then at each other and nodded. Suddenly the chain connecting the two broke off. Gozu and Meizu went after different targets. Gozu charged at Naruto while Meizu began his approach towards Sasuke. Naruto began to place both of his fingers together into the cross sign when two dogs appeared out of nowhere and tackled Gozu to the ground and pinned him. Meizu looked over to his brother and was rewarded with a punch to the face, knocking him out. Well done everyone, Kakashi said as his dogs kept Gozu pinned to the ground. Kakashi walked over to the downed shinobi and knocked him out as well. When the dogs disappeared in smoke, Kakashi grabbed the two and tied them to a tree. You know this aren't bandits, Tazuna. Kakashi looked at Tazuna, who seemed to be trying to shy away from Kakashi's eye. Care to explain? Tazuna looked up and sighed. Tazuna began to tell the story of Gato and how he invaded and took over his village. He told them that his village was weak on economy because of Gato, so the only ranking mission he could afford was a C rank. Kakashi nodded his head. Well, with the introduction of the Demon Brothers, I'd say this mission just went from a C rank to an A rank. Usually when a client lies, we are to take him back to the village, and since this is a mission that. But he was interrupted by Naruto. We're not going to just quit, are we? Naruto said as he stood right next to Tazuna after he resealed all the weapons back into the shuriken and put the shuriken back into the seal on his arm. Look, I never back down and I never give up, and that includes missions. Kakashi looked at the rest of his team. Do the rest of you feel this way? Kakashi asked. We agreed to take this mission, Sasuke said as he began to walk in the direction of Nami no Kuni. It might be hard, but we're ready, Sakura said as she turned around and walked towards Sasuke. All right, we continue the mission, Kakashi said as he turned and saw that his team was already disappearing over a hill. Sasuke was walking when he heard a sound coming from the bushes, and then faster than anyone react, he threw a kunai into the bush. Suddenly a pure white rabbit jumped out of the bushes, scared for its life. Sakura managed to grab the rabbit and began to calm it down. You could have hurt the rabbit, Sasuke, Sakura said. Sasuke just shrugged his shoulders and continued to walk. Kakashi managed to catch up just in time to see the rabbit before Sakura sat it down to release it. A snow rabbit here in this weather, Kakashi thought, and then heard a whizzing sound and turned to see a giant sword spinning towards them. Get down. The group ducked just as the blade passed right above them and embedded into the tree. The group looked up and saw a man standing on the blade's hilt. He wore a scarf around the lower half of his face. He had camouflaged pants and wore no shirt. Zabuza Momoki, Kakashi said with a glare as he stood up slowly. Kirigakure no Kijin, demon of the hidden mist. Kakashi Hataki, Zabuza said with a hint of amusement. Copy ninja no Kakashi, copy ninja Kakashi. This is excellent, I can kill the bridge builder and one of Konoha's elite. Stay out of this fight, he is out of your league, Kakashi said as he lifted up his headband and revealed a Sharingan eye. Sasuke stayed at the eye in shock. He's not an Uchiha, is he? Sasuke thought as he watched Kakashi settle into a fighting position. Kakashi looked back at his team and smiled at them. Don't worry, I won't let him hurt any of you, Kakashi said this as he turned around and saw Zabuza holding his giant sword in his hands. Are you through with the sappy goodbye? Zabuza asked in a mocking tone. Kakashi's answer was charging at Zabuza with a kunai already drawn. Kakashi swung his kunai at Zabuza, who jumped above Kakashi and swung his sword at his head, but Kakashi threw his head back just in time to miss having a nasty haircut. Kakashi jumped back and delivered a kick to Zabuza's side which sent him back to where he was standing, but only this time he was laying on his back. Kakashi stopped himself and was about to charge when Zabuza put his hands together. Kirigakure no Jutsu, hidden mist technique, Zabuza said as a thick mist came rolling in and started to conceal him. Kakashi's eyes narrowed as he found it difficult to see even with his Sharingan. The mist is laced with chakra, Kakashi thought. This is going to get bad. That was when he heard Zabuza's voice. There is so many places to kill you at, Zabuza said. There is just so many, I don't know what to hit. That was when Kakashi knew where he was going to strike. The bridge builder, Kakashi thought as he ran towards the location of Naruto and the rest of the team. Naruto, Sasuke, and Sakura were in a semicircle around Tazuna when Zabuza appeared right in the middle of them with his sword already held in a striking position. Zabuza saw Kakashi appear and smiled at him. Sorry, but you. Zabuza stopped when a bunch of cage bunchins landed on him in the form of Naruto. Lose, Naruto said, finishing Zabuza's sentence. Naruto had his right arm up and on his palm he was holding a red tag. Zabuza. Zabuza looked at Tazuna, Sakura, and Sasuke and watched as they disappeared into smoke. Fuinjutsu, Shokyaku. Zabuza's eyes widened when he saw a jet of fire launch at him, incinerating the clones, but when the blaze died there was nothing but a wet spot on the ground. Naruto gritted his teeth as he saw that it wasn't the real Zabuza. Naruto looked into the woods and saw Sasuke and Sakura coming out of the forest with Tazuna close by. Good work, Naruto, Kakashi said, proud at his student. Now Sasuke, Sakura, and... He never finished his sentence as Naruto was grabbed by a water-like whip and swung into several trees until he landed almost 3 feet away from Zabuza's blade tip. Naruto. Kakashi tried to get over to Naruto, but was stopped when several water clones came out of the woods and water around them. Sorry, but I have some business with the runt, Zabuza said. But I'm sure my clones can keep you company. They may only have 1/10 of my strength, but I'm sure if I have a small army attacking you that it won't make much of a difference. Damn it. Kakashi thought as he pulled out his kunai and looked at Naruto, who gave him a thumbs up. He must have been making clones in order to prepare for us, but if that is the case then he should be almost out of chakra. That was when he noticed a small bag laying on the ground. Soldier pills, I have to get to Naruto and fast. Zabuza chuckled as he watched his clones begin the attack. Now then, where were we, runt? Zabuza said, but Naruto's answer was a mumble. I'm sorry, I didn't quite catch that. Are you so scared that you can't even talk right? That was when Naruto screamed out his answer. My name is not Runt. Naruto screamed. My name is Naruto Uzumaki. Zabuza's eyes widened at the sound of Naruto's last name. No, he can't be an Uzumaki. Zabuza thought. The Uzumakis were all wiped out long ago. Zabuza was so busy with his thoughts he didn't notice as Naruto removed his bandages around both of his arms and neck, revealing seals all over them. Zabuza noticed the seals and gritted his teeth. Damn it, he is an Uzumaki. Zabuza jumped back away from Naruto and brought his sword up, pointing it up at Naruto. Sorry kid, if I let you live you could become a big problem for my mission. That was when Zabuza charged, but noticed as Naruto's right arm began to glow and crackle like electricity. Fuinjutsu, Byakurai. Naruto stated quite plainly and shot out a static bolt that nailed Zabuza on his left arm, numbing it. So the seal on his right arm sucks in static electricity and shoots it out in a bolt, paralyzing anything that it hits. Zabuza thought, analyzing Naruto's seals. His left arm has a storage seal that contains a giant shuriken that has a lot of other different weapons sealed in it. So my first target should be to immobilize that right arm of his. Zabuza looked at his left arm and felt his feeling coming back. Zabuza charged and swung his sword, but Naruto put some chakra into his storage seal and out popped out his giant shuriken. Zabuza's blade hit the shuriken and forced Naruto tumbling backwards, but Naruto quickly regained his footing and threw the massive blade at Zabuza, who dodged to the left and swung his sword with enough force to snap the spinning blade in two. Zabuza expected to see the shuriken cut in two, but it disappeared and revealed a cage bunchen that disappeared in smoke. He turned a cage bunchen into a real shuriken. Zabuza thought with amazement. This kid is a goldmine. If he was in Kirigakure I would have took him with me. Zabuza snapped out of his trance when he saw Naruto place his hands together, palms facing Zabuza. That was when Zabuza noticed the seals on Naruto's palms. So he can only use that seal whenever he puts his palms together. That was when Zabuza noticed that the wind around him was being pulled towards Naruto. Oh, this could be bad. I only have enough chakra for this one. Naruto thought as he felt his body began to give on him. I can't miss. Fuinjutsu, Tenran, sealing technique, orchid sky. Naruto shouted this out as a ball of spinning wind appeared in his hands. Zabuza's eyes widened when the ball expanded and became a raging tornado-shaped drill. Zabuza watched as the drill-shaped tornado began to rip chunks of the ground off. Fuck me. Zabuza thought as he ran. He jumped onto the water and kept running, but when he turned around he saw Naruto straining himself, putting more chakra into his jutsu. The kid is going to kill himself. That was when the tornado split into two and flew towards Zabuza. Zabuza watched as the two twister came closer and closer, but just when they were going to slice him apart they disintegrated. Zabuza with wide eyes looked towards Naruto and found him to be on one knee sucking in lung full of air while blood gently dripped from his mouth. I need to end this silly game right now, Zabuza said. He placed his hands together and the mist came rolling back in. Naruto looked around him looking for Zabuza, but he didn't notice Zabuza slowly emerging from the mist just like a demon. Sorry kid, nothing personal. Naruto turned his head just in time to see Zabuza swing his massive sword at him. Kakashi finally finished the last clone and saw the mist Zabuza made fade slightly, and he saw a sight that made him panic. Zabuza was swinging his sword at the only blind spot every creature had, the neck. Naruto. Kakashi and the rest of his team screamed out. That will be it for this video. If you want more, comment down below, like, subscribe. And see you guys later.